diving deep into the TrimUI Smart Pro, a pocket-sized retro handheld that's been making waves. Is it worth your time and money? Let's break it down using my custom 0 to 69 scoring system. Every category matters with no fluff here, just real talk. Right after this. Hey fam, Swatitu Kong Krep, Pinik here, and whether you're already in the retro handheld game or you're just getting in, welcome. I've had my hands on this guy for a little over a week now, and today I'm breaking it down for you using my signature scoring system. So strap in, grab a drink, and let's roll category by category. And don't worry, I'll explain things clearly, even if you're not a tech wizard. Let's kick things off with the unboxing. The box looks good with clean graphics and feels sturdy. Inside, you get a screen protector installed, which is a nice touch. However, mine had bubbles, so I had to remove it, along with a decent length charging cable and a manual that's translated into English and simplified Chinese. It's not luxury tier by any means, but everything's there and packed with care. So for me, I have to give it a solid score, 39 out of 69. Now let's talk about what's under the hood, and I'll keep it simple. The size is pocketable and comfy in most circumstances, and the weight is just right at just about half of a pound at 246 grams, so it's light enough for long playing sessions. And the screen is a good size at 4.96 inches with vibrant and crisp colors when you look straight on. The all-winner A133P CPU is good enough for PlayStation 1, Game Boy Advance, and those types of games without any issues. And it comes with 1 GB of RAM, which may not seem huge, but it's been optimized well for these retro games. It comes with 8 GB internal storage and a micro SD card slot that can officially support up to 256 gigabytes, but users say that they can get up to 1 terabyte if needed, which is quite crazy for a little console like this. You even get a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which most phones don't even come with these days, giving you 5 to 6 hours of gameplay without any issue. Charging, hey, it's USB-C at least. Nothing proprietary or old school there. But again, remember, it is a slow charger, so it's better slow and safe with this type of device. The Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz, not the newer 5 gigahertz, but sufficiently good enough for file transfers and updates. Bluetooth, yes, it does have it for audio and for controllers. And of course, you get 2 USB ports, one for HDMI out and one for charging, and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Hey, better than most phones these days, am I right? And you also get RGB joysticks that go around the sticks and change as you play out of the box. All in all, it's a decent kit for 55 to 75 bucks, depending on which micro SD card package you get. The specs won't blow you away, but for the price bracket, it's pretty darn good. So I'll give it 34 out of 69. When I first picked it up, it reminded me of high-quality toy from the early 2000s, and I mean that in the best way. The shell feels sturdy with no creaky parts, and the light was nicely balanced. The screen is gorgeous when looked straight on, though from the side viewing angle it could be better. But hey, you're only playing it head-on, not your neighbor, right? Plus points for having quieter buttons than some flagship devices like the ROG Ally X that I have already reviewed, but I lose a few points for the digital triggers instead of analog triggers, as I'm a big analog trigger kind of guy. So overall, I give the first impressions a great 44 out of 69. Here's where the TrimUI Smart Pro really shines. The moment you power it on, it's designed for everyone. Use the D-pad to scroll, the A button to launch games, easy as key lime pie. The included SD card already included things like NES, SNES, N64, and even some PS1 and PSP titles. You won't hit 60 frames per second on every game, but most are smooth and totally playable. Figuring out how to exit games takes minutes, but once you remember menu plus start, it's second nature. I watched a 5-year-old at church figure it out in a mere couple of minutes. Real talk. So, ease of use for me, it's getting a strong 54 out of 69. This little thing's a modder's playground, both inside and out. Yes, the stock OS lets you hide systems if you don't want to see all of the systems that are included on the stick, but then you can download other OSs like CrossMix OS, MinUI, NextUI, and Gamma OS Core if you've got that firmware options tinkering desires. And AliExpress and Etsy are full of accessories with grips, buttons, shells and screen protectors and more, you can make it yours inside and out. Whether you're a tweaker or just want to swap the color of your buttons, there's something for you here. Easy, 60 out of 69 for customizability. Controls are way better than expected at this price point. The face buttons have a nice feel, not too clicky, just right. The Vita style sticks are smooth, but heads up, no R1 L3 press here. Not a deal breaker for retro gaming though. Overall, responsive and comfy for long play sessions. So I'm landing at a 52 out of 69 for controls. This is where the Smart Pro really wins. For a device this cheap to have Bluetooth, HDMI out via USB-C, and solid emulation for PS1 and down, that's a big win for me. You can game on the go, hook it up to your TV, or throw on some Bluetooth headphones and play in bed. With the right firmware, you can even read ebooks and watch movies on this thing. It punches way above its weight class, so I have to give it a 60 out of 69 for value. Easy. All right, let's put it all together with the final tally. Based on my 0 out of 69 scoring system, here's how the TrimUI Smart Pro did today. The unboxing got 39 out of 69, internals 34 out of 69, first impressions 44 out of 69, ease of use 54 out of 69, customizability 60 out of 69, controls 52 out of 69, value 60 out of 69, with a total score of 49 out of 69. So let's look at the 4 pros and the 4 cons of this device. The first pro being pocketable and light, perfect for traveling. 2, good emulation from PS1 and down, so it will fit most people's retro needs without any issues. 3, user-friendly OS from the start, but also highly customizable from there. And 4, built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. No dongles needed for this device to really shine. Now, as far as the cons go, the screen struggles in bright sunlight, as it's not the brightest of screens, just a heads up there. The D-pad can be a little bit mushy, but I'd rather that than overly clicky. Digital triggers only. Again, I'm an analog trigger kind of guy. I like the feel of analog triggers, so that would be a con for me. And to get the full potential out of the device, you really need to use, I think, a firmware other than the stock firmware. So who would I say it's for? I would say buy it now if you're new to retro handhelds and you want something that was like a PS Vita that's highly travel friendly out of the box. And if you're a modder, both inside and outside, I think you'll get a lot of joy out of this device, since you can change the buttons around, you can change the OS on it. It makes it a lot of fun to play around with. And who do I think should skip this device? Someone that needs analog triggers for racing games or shooters, or wants to use R1 L3 type games. Again, you should probably skip this device. And you should probably skip this if you want native Android or a premium build materials like metal. This probably isn't going to be for you. So fam, that's the full breakdown. The TrimUI Smart Pro might not be a perfect 69 out of 69, but then again, I have yet to find a perfect 69 out of 69 device. But it's way better than expected, especially at this price point. And if you're curious about how this whole 0 to 69 rating system works, I've got a full write-up for you on my blog, and I'll include a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, PNIC is here to help you level up your handheld game. Until next time, stay blessed, stay retro, and game on.